All right, we are live, day 293. Today we got a subject to deal. Subject to deal means that you're buying the property subject to the existing payments. And in that scenario, you are essentially buying the property and you are taking over the payments for the underlying loan. Today we are in Kansas City. And just for those folks that haven't seen the episode yet, you guys ever want to look at a podcast episode I did with Tyler Aiken, who's a contractor in Kansas City. He also used to be a section inspector. Check this podcast out. It's right on YouTube, youtube.com/@Kent_HE. All right. So let's go ahead and keep going through the details. All right. So 455 through Chelsea. Let's see. Let's just take a general condition of the home. Looks relatively turnkey. Maybe you just want to replace the carpet really quick, but that should be relatively fast. I can't tell if this is a legal bedroom down here. Got a big thing right there. One bedroom. I can't tell if this is the same bedroom. So let's assume that it is a no running water currently available. Oh, wonder there's going to be some issues with the sewer. No running water. All right, that's going to be a big red flag there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this property. Let's look at the other details. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, square feet 1380, 1955 square feet. Cash to seller or agent 5265, 5265. Okay. Arrears 1967. So that's why this person is selling on the subject to deal, because they're probably in some distress. They have not been able to make their payments, so they're starting to fall behind in their payments of 1967. So they already owe that. So you got to get that cleared up before you take over the property. The PITI is 961. All right. Long-term rental is 1,400. The resisting loan is 101,000. It's an FHA loan, so they bought it as a prime residence. Maturity date 2047, so it'll start in 2017. 131, 2017. Loan is due 101,768, 101,768. We're at a 3.75% interest rate. Okay. Now, because I know the total amount that I have to pay every single month, I know 961 is my total payment, so I got to go to my property tax number in B28 equals 961, and then I'm going to subtract the principal portion of the sub-2 loan that I'm taking over and the interest portion of payments for the total payments, and it's backed into how much property taxes and insurance that I'm going to be paying on a monthly basis. Right? The whole point is just to get the total monthly number so I can see what a potential cash flow looks like. Then I'm going to add another $30 of insurance on this property. Because if it's an FHA loan, that means someone bought it as a prime residence, and when you turn it into a rental property, generally the insurance is a little bit more expensive. So I'm gonna add extra $30 there at the minimum. Says that 10% for maintenance every single month, 10% for my property management, and 5% for my vacancy. So what am I still missing? I need to get my renovation number in there, and then I also need to know what my monthly income rents are. So to get my rents, the first thing I need to do is look up the rent ceiling. I'm gonna Google HUD FMR. FMR stands for fair market rent. Click on the first link. I'm going to go to the Access Small Area FMRs, look up FY 2024 FMRs. For those of you that don't know what county this is in, I just go right to Redfin. I do a control find search on county, and it's going to be in Jackson County. So I know I'm in Missouri, MO, and now I'm going to be in Jackson County. And now I'm going to look for by zip code, by 64130, by bedroom count, 64130, what my maximum rent is, 64130. And you're going to see that the rent ceiling for a 3-bed is $1,450, and the rent ceiling for a 4-bed is $1,700. And this is for 64130, 64130. I'm getting down all these numbers, writing them down, just because my parents know exactly how I analyze deals, so it's better to just kind of write all this stuff down. Now that I got my rent ceiling, I need to compare it to my market rents, okay? Now, when I go to get my market rents, I go to affordablehousing.com. I go to the owner section, click on market rent estimator, plug in the address, plug in bank account. And the most important number I care about right here is this number right here, 1242. Within 25 units, within a 1.1 mile radius, the average rent for 25 units is 1242. Okay, 1242. Okay, now that I got that number in there, We'll get my other numbers in there, 1276, 1385, and then my county rent's 1497. All right, now that I got these rents in here, I can now compare my market rents of 1242 against my rent ceiling of 1450. And you have to take the lower of the two, okay? Now you might be wondering, why do I have to take the lower of the two? Okay, I'm going to pull up the HCV guidebook. HCV stands for Housing Choice Voucher. HCV stands for Housing Choice Voucher, which is formerly known as the Section 8 program. The reason I'm pulling up this guidebook is because I want to show you the rent reasonableness test, all right? In Section 2.2, it says that in conducting rent reasonableness, the PHA, or Public Housing Authority, must determine whether the rent to the owner is a reasonable rent in comparison to rent for other comparable unassisted units. In determining comparability, you can consider all these other factors, so size, unit type still matters, but you essentially cannot charge more rent to a voucher holder simply because they're a voucher holder, right? For obvious reasons. And that's what I really want to kind of drive home there. So if they see that the market rent is $12.42 and you're trying to charge $14.50, right? Even though that $14.50 generally includes some utilities, you can only charge $12.42, right? So I'm going to do $12.42 right here. After putting in that rent in there, I got my numbers, I got my taxes that I backed into, I got my insurance, I got my 10% maintenance, 10% property management. This property, assuming I keep it as a 3-bed and I rent it out for $12.42, I would be cash flowing a negative $60 a month, right? Which is a negative 3% return, right? Well, I actually don't know what the return is because I haven't done renovations. However, the whole point of it is, okay, could I go get a contractor to go out to the property right now and say, hey, can you go figure out for me whether or not I should, like, how much it will cost to get the running water? Is it just a utility problem they didn't turn on, or is there a sewer or a plumbing problem? Before you even do that, I want to figure out if it's going to cash flow. And in this scenario, right, cash flow, you don't care about the renovations because that's a cash on cash return calculation. In this scenario, because it's negative $60, I know that it's not even worth my time to go send a contractor out there to give me a bid, because I would just be wasting the contractor's time, right? I'm gonna go out there, hey, can you go take a look at this? Why are you doing that, right? Why are you doing that? You're just gonna waste the credibility and the goodwill that you have with a contractor, and hopefully they're a good contractor. If you send them out there and they realize that you don't know what you're doing and you're just there wasting their time, you're sending them out to get pictures of everything and for a house that you're never gonna buy, well, that doesn't work, okay? And the reason I want to share this with you is because sometimes they advertise this deal as a cash flowing deal. I think they advertise it like a $453 cash flow. But after you put in your maintenance, right? Because guess what? Something always breaks at the home, right? Something always breaks. So you know that roof is going to get replaced in 5, 10, 20 years. You know that water heater is going to get replaced in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Same thing with the air conditioner. So why wouldn't you set aside money now? Because that money truly does not belong to you. And if you go 100 months thinking you made extra $120 per month, that's actually 12 grand. But then all of a sudden you get hit with a big expense and you're like, oh, I didn't make any money for the past 10 years. So don't be that person. Don't overestimate your profitability by underestimating your expenses. All right. So have an amazing day, everybody. That was it for today. I'm not even going to go into estimated rehab today because I know it's not going to cash flow. And I wanted to drive home the point that you should not go and figure out a property has a lot of issues if you're not even close to cash flowing. Now, obviously, it's not investment advice. I'm not soliciting any investments on this call. Simply showing you all the work that I'm doing every single day to get the reps in, but also to recognize the deal from what's a deal and not what's not a deal. All right. My hope is that you copy my homework today. Go look at the same deal I analyzed today, right? This is a deal that was emailed to me. All the details are right here. You can watch this on Fullscreen on youtube.com/ICan't_HE. You can pause at any point, get all the details that are disclosed right here, and then go to affordablehousing.io, right? Not .com.io. That's the podcast website. Click on Get Deal Analysis Tool. Put in your name, your email, your phone number. Promise I won't spam you. And then that's the fastest way for me to get a spreadsheet to you. All right. I hope you all have an amazing Friday. I hope you guys spend some quality time with your family and friends today, because that's what I'm going to be doing right after this. So have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. Everyone talk to you. I'll be back here again tomorrow for day 294. Have a good one, everybody. Hi, Soleil. You want to come say hi? Come say hi.